presented by Blackmagic Design, with the participation of Image et Technologie.
Michael, tons of new stuff in Audition, stuff that can make us work a lot quicker. And for people who do a lot of audio, some for people who do like just some audio sometime, but can get some great results. So what can we see? What's new in this app at NAB?
For this release, our team's goal was to make audio mixing more accessible for new and novice users, especially people coming from video editors and such. In the spirit of the Lumetri color panel that is in Premiere, we've done something very similar, straightforward, intuitive, friendly experience for audio called the Essential Sound Panel for audio mixing.
The Essential Sound
Panel. Essential Sound Panel. So how I would start this, this is a nature documentary right here. This is came from a Premiere Pro project, and we've dynamically linked the video over from Premiere, and we've brought all of our audio with all of our audio tracks labeled as they were in Premiere. And how we would start this process is highlight one or multiple clips. These are all dialogue tracks. We could assign a mix type. In this case, we dialogue, usually dialogue, music, effects, backgrounds, ambience tracks. 4 basic food groups there, that's how I think of them. We could assign them as dialogue, and you'll see we have a little dialogue icon here that they're now assigned as dialogue. And this will bring up the most common workflows that you would do for dialogue or voiceover.
So depending on the type of audio you have on each track or you select, you have some tools that are like, they give you, the Essential Sound Panel will give you the tools you need for that type of clip.
Perfect. Yes, you are very correct on that. So in this case, these are all voiceover tracks. One of the first things that most people usually do is auto match the loudness.
Will it take like the first clip and match the other, or?
Yes, it goes through and analyzes all these clips and does a match volume, match loudness for those. Yep. Right now we're going to we auto match to -23 LUFS. You could change those parameters and settings if you want to, if your country has different loudness standards, and I can show you how you do that as well. So we've auto matched. If you had any audio restoration you needed to do in terms of reducing noise or rumble or dehumming, or de-essing, you have all of these with very simple sliders.
So it's one slider tools that you can activate or not.
Correct. Yes, so most folks think of, for dialogue, one of the things you want to do is improve the clarity. So we can just click on Dynamics and EQ, and what it's going to do is open those up as clip-based effects using our native effects and DSP. So what it's done for these clips is analyze the clips in the background to determine the best spots that it believes are correct ratios and thresholds for compressor and expander, compressing and expanding.
Okay. So the curve we see now is not a preset. It's applied because it's analyzed the sound we have in this edit, and this is based on what we have.
Correct. So you could adjust if you wanted to. You can adjust your parameters here as well, and you can also do something very similar for EQs. You could do some setting presets for that, usually a subtle boost for male voiceover, something pretty standard there as well, some volume adjustments. In terms of other types of audio in your project, you can do something similar for ambience. These are backgrounds, tracks. You can auto match them as well. You've got reverb, you've got stereo width for that as well. And for this, it auto matched to -30 LUFS. So dialogue at 23, these background effects at 30. So it's actually starting to set up a mix for you. You can do something very similar for, let's just call this a sound effect. Very similar parameters there. Opens, in this case, studio reverb in the background. So adjusting all of your parameters there. And if you wanted to adjust and set up a master template for your facility, you could go to the configuration mode and set your values.
Okay.
So minimum and max for reducing noise, your EQ settings, your loudness settings. You can save that as a preset as well.
Great.
Which is really great. Also, for this upcoming release, we've added the export with Adobe Media Encoder. And here we go. So now if you finished your audio mix in Audition, you've got your video dynamically linked from Premiere.
In the case you edited in Premiere, and then you've pushed it to Audition, and
linked it to Audition. You've got your video stream in Audition. You could do your audio mix down in Audition. You can send both your audio and video out at once to Adobe Media Encoder instead of having to send out your tracks as stems, send out your mix down as tracks or stems or a full mix down back to Premiere, solos, tracks, and do your export there. You can do it all at once. So yes.
So you can like quickly access a preset. Oh yeah, you've got Media Encoder preset.
Exactly.
And
this is all of your Media Encoder formats and presets. You'd have an AME. If you have any custom presets, you can create those in Adobe Media Encoder. They'll automatically show up here in the dialog as well. So this is a pretty simple mix here. It's only stereo in this particular preset that we have for AME. So you could either choose buses or tracks. They're all stereo or the master.
got it.
If you had a more advanced preset in terms of channels, in this case we've got 8. We could change our routing options. So we have our stereo mix assigned. We could also send out just the stereo music track. We could send out the effects tracks. If you wanted to do, say, a DM&E, a dialogue music effects,
so right
along
there
with the mix, you could exactly. You could set it all up here. If you wanted to export audio and video, you could export just video only if you really wanted to, or just audio only. You could use Adobe Media Encoder for that, and you could set up your track to channel routing there as well. And we'll just set this back to. Let's go H264 for this. We'll just do a match source, and it will send it, do our mix down here, send it to Adobe Media Encoder in the background, and it will then encode it in the background for you and has a little indicator of its progress.
Okay.
And you can actually keep working while it's encoding in the background. You can.
So yeah, Media Encoder, exports in the background. You can still work in Audition, which you couldn't do while just exporting and going through your whole mix. And so is that new? Because now it's new that the Audition engine is available to encoder?
Well, it's now that we're able to send out to Media Encoder. Yeah. Correct. Yes, we're able to send out both audio and video to Media Encoder as of a new feature for this upcoming release. Those would be the new features we have in the upcoming release right there. The Essential Sound Panel and the export with Adobe Media Encoder.
Cool. Very impressed with all that. Cool.